Christmas trees around London train stations have been put in jail by Sadiq Khan's Transport for London as trade unions launch a set of new strikes against the London mayor. Yeah, this is actually happening. I'm not really sure why. No one's really kicking off about Sadiq Khan's behavior ever since he's got his re-election a year ago. It's not even a year, it's about 6 months ago. This arrogance of, I am now the king of London. Just sort of like Nicola Sturgeon in Scotland. She's the queen of Scotland. You can't criticize me. I've got a massive expense accounts for my PR team. It's got more PR staff and like communications team than we actually have a Transport for London staffers. That's kind of a different problem. Exaggerations, by the way. But look at this. This is Euston train station, and you can see it if you walk around London. If you see photos, Christmas trees have been put in jail because clearly there's a problem with. Is it something to do with the virus? Or is this something to do with children or dogs? Or because we had children and dogs before this year. Trees didn't have to be protected like that. And it's not just a one-off. It keeps happening around the train stations in London with no explanation. If it's something to do with the infections, please explain to me the science behind it. So while they're focusing on this, Sadiq Khan's TfL, the rest of the socialists are going on strike. Of course they're going on strikes. 4 things in life in this country are inevitable. 1, taxation. 2, death. 3, summertime migrant boats from Calais and Dunkirk and other places. 4, Christmas strikes by TfL socialists. So every year we have this tradition. It's part of our culture. You know, Americans have Halloween. We have socialist trade unions Christmas strikes, and we have France's illegal migrants every summer. There used to be every summer, but now apparently it's every week now. Winter and summer. So they're going on strike. So Christmas is going to be great. But luckily, Boris Johnson told you to stay at home anyway. So you're not going to be affected. Everything's fine. Everything's perfect. You've seen that meme with the dog. There's fire around him and he's just drinking a cup of coffee saying, this is fine. This is the state of the UK politics. Seriously, we have to do something about this guy because, yes, of course, he's got the democratic mandate. He managed to beat one of the weakest opponents he's had, Sean Bailey. He was always going to win. Actually, again, as we said at the time, Sean Bailey did exceed my expectations and better than I expected, only because he's so bad. But there is a problem. He's cancelled London's New Year's, and so thanks for that. Actually, probably a good idea because last time he did it, the last couple of times, he used the London fireworks for his own political virtue signalling with the EU flags and all the usual woke stuff. So maybe it's a good thing it's been cancelled because we can also save some money. But that aside, the actual gesture is disgusting because he's using the lockdown stuff as an excuse. He's basically just doing whatever he wants to do. He's, as I said, the Nicola Sturgeon of London. And as I always say, for those of you who are not from London and say, why do we care? Whether you like it or not, British politics is so centralised that what happens in London does affect the rest of the country, especially if we keep losing money and they have to raise money, whether by borrowing or raise taxes. You're going to have to pay for it, my good friends in Lincolnshire, in Cornwall, in Scotland or Wales. You all have to pay for it. That's the problem. So if you want to fight back, subscribe to this channel, click on the bell next to it. I'm Tousi, and I'll see you in the next video because we are the media.